Good morning, people. What are we doing at 7:30 in the morning at the Gallbladder Guru's house, or Buddy Black? Some interesting things have come to light, and I want to share with you, and I think you really need to understand why we choose what we choose. So, no further ado, we're going to do an experiment this morning using some oatmeal to show you the effectiveness of different digestive enzymes and ox bile when they're combined together. And we take them for people that don't have their gallbladder, people have a low functioning gallbladder. We've got to be more proactive in our diet and more proactive in our supplements. We've got to replace the bile that is no longer there. So without further ado, I use Ox Bile 500. Now, I use 500 because I'm in a high-fat keto diet, which means I eat 70% of my calories a day come from fat. I eat a lot of bacon, we eat a lot of butter, we eat a lot of heavy cream. We do a lot of stuff like that. So people that don't normally do that need to look, instead of getting the 500, they need to look at a 125. And I'll more on that in a minute. Now, that, I compare that, or I pair that, ox bile, I put that with an Essentialzyme from Young Living. This is not my brand. This is a brand that I love, and I endorse it because it works really well for my system. This Essentialzyme4, it is a dual dose, and when we look at them, you'll see the little cards. They're dual dosed, which means one is an immediate, goes into the stomach, it breaks down. The next one goes through the stomach, into the duodenum, into the small intestine, and helps you break down even more. Now, why we call it Essentialzyme 4 is because it literally goes after your fiber, your fats, your carbohydrates, and your proteins. So this one dose per meal, and I take one of these cards here, not the card, but the actual dose. I take these dual doses, one with every meal, usually the heaviest meal. And with keto, I only eat 2 meals a day. I eat a big breakfast, then I eat a big dinner. So we're doing that, and then in the middle of that, to be fair to everyone, on Amazon, there's a NOW product called Super Enzyme. Now, it's already got ox bile in it, and we're going to go by the directions. I used this product for years before I found this product. I say for years, for at least about 7-8 months, so maybe a year on this one. It was okay, but the more fat I added to my diet, the worse this one was for me. I know now it's because I didn't have enough bile, so my fats and my proteins weren't digesting properly, thus finding this product. So, and into that, on every one of these, since our gallbladders have been compromised or they're no longer there, our systems are overloaded a little bit, and we want to help our systems by adding in a product called milk thistle. Now, milk thistle is great for your liver. It's great for support. It brings you back into balance. And anybody who's had their gallbladder, which it lays here, had it completely removed, or it's low functioning, your liver's working overtime, you got a little pain in here every now and then. And I just, one interesting thing, if you can't get your fingers right there under your rib cage and push in without it being painful, your liver's probably a little bit swollen. So work on it. It's not going to hurt you. Now, in say comparison, in Young Living, we've got a product called Juvatone. They're very, very closely identical products. These we're not going to experiment with today. These are just for your support. You need that. All right, without further ado, we're going to make some oatmeal. All right, guys, now we're over here at the stove. We've got 3 cups of water. We're going to do 3 servings of oatmeal, which is, and you can see, I mean, we're doing it live, so you can see it. So there's 1 serving, there's 2 servings, and there's 3 servings. All right, we're going to stir this up. We're going to cook by the directions, and the directions on the Great Value Oats is for it to cook for 5 minutes. So we'll be back. All right, folks, we're back. We're going to add, now, this is 3 servings of oatmeal, and we're going to fix it like we normally would fix it. We're going to add a little bit of heavy cream. I have to step out and get that, but we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. 3 tablespoons of butter, and then we're also going to add, we've got some raw organic sugar, and we're going to add, this is a teaspoon, so we're going to add 3 teaspoons of sugar. Not much, but just enough to take the edge off of it. And so here, to make the experiment, we take a food group like this and we add all the little concoctions to it. This is what, you know, a lot of people do in their diet. And what we're going to do with this experiment, let me get the cream, just stay there. We're going to put there's 2, 3. All right, we're going to have 3 teaspoons of heavy cream. I know it looks like I'm making a mess, and I am. But it's a good mess when we consume it. So what we're going to do, though, to be fair to the experiment and to you, is we're going to take this and we're going to let it cool down a minute to less than obviously what it is now at the boiling point, or was at the boiling point. And then we're going to place it in these jars, and we've got them labeled a control, which was going to be just what's in this pan. We're going to add a NOW enzyme to it, and then we're going to add the E4, but because E4 doesn't have the ox bile, we're going to add 1 ox bile capsule to it, just like we normally do. But I'm going to add a 500 because of the fats. Then we're going to let them set, and we're going to time this, and we're going to show you what it looks like 5 minutes from now, as if we consumed it. Then we're going to come back and do it 30 minutes from now, as if after you would consume it, so 30 minutes after you've had your breakfast. Then we're going to come back an hour from now and look at them, and then we're going to come back 2 hours from now, and then I may just take pictures, but we're going to do it 12 hours from now just to show you what it would look like in your system. All right, we'll be back. All right, guys, we are back, and our temperature it's pretty decent. I mean, you can tell it's thick. And what I'm going to do, to be fair, we're going to do all these. I'm going to use my little. I'm going to. That's a 1/2 cup. So I'm going to put 1/2 cup in each one at a time. Okay, do another 1/2 cup. Terry, say something. There's another 1/2 cup. Yeah, the operator's in the back behind the camera, and I'm doing this left-handed. It's kind of crazy. Okay, let's get some control back into it. Come out perfect. 1 cup per container. I want to get it all, try to be as fair as I possibly can. You can see the consistency of it. I'm telling you, folks, finding Essentialzyme, and I call it Essentialzyme, but the reality is they're digestive enzymes. Finding digestive enzymes after my gallbladder surgery was probably one of the biggest godsends of my life, because it was absolutely terrible. Well, so okay, now you can see the consistency. I mean, it's pretty thick, and that's fine. And nothing has been added to these yet. You've seen that, so nothing's been added. So there we go. So here's what we're going to do. Here is an ox bile. come out of here. There's the capsule. And I've already opened it just to look at it. So we're going to take it and we're going to add ox bile to the E4. Because that's what your body would be doing, is adding bile to itself or to its, digestion stream once you consumed. So there's the empty capsules. That's got ox bile in it. You can see it already turning green, just like your bile does. And we're going to add Essentialzyme4. And what you do is you take a yellow one and you take a white one. One of them is immediate release into the stomach. It goes to work on breaking down your proteins, your fats, your fibers, and your carbs. The next one does identical the same thing, but it goes further into your system and it goes to your... So, there's capsule number 1. And here is capsule number 2. So, there we go. And to be fair to the experiment, to give them the same amount of time, here is the NOW products. It's got 100 ox bile in it. There we are. And get one out. It's a little bit bigger capsule than these are. And so, and remember, it does have ox bile. It's got a lot of the same ingredients that Essentialzyme's got. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this unbiased. This had bile in it. I'm going to stir this one up. There's your stomach action. So, there's concoction number 1. Alright? And I'll use this one. Completely different spoon. We're going to use the NOW product. Okay. Alright folks, we're going to come back in 5 minutes and see. So here's what we've got so far. So here's the NOW product. And here's our Essentialzyme4. So look at the difference already. Instant action. Remember the one breaks down your stomach quickly? Look at the difference already of the color here and around versus this one. But to be fair, we're going to run the experiment all the way through. So here is a little bit more stomach action for E4, a little bit more stomach action for the NOW. Okay, I'm just going to leave the spoons in them. Okay, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, folks, it's 8 o'clock. It has been 5 minutes since we've, so to speak, started consuming this breakfast now. So we haven't done anything. Everything's in place. Here's the control. And remember, this has got, it is 1 cup of oatmeal. It's 1 teaspoon of heavy cream, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of butter. But you can see it when I roll it around. I mean, it's just a glob. So it's done nothing. I'm going to give this a quick stir. So you can see the NOW product. You can see it. It's starting to liquefy a little bit. If you look down in there, I mean, you can see a little bit of liquid. You know, your fiber's still there, but you can see it. But it's definitely changed consistency compared to the control. It's a good thing. But the Young Living product that we've got here, here's what it looks like. You can see it. I mean, it's starting to break down, and I mean you can see it. It's starting to break down, and its consistency is starting to break. Anyway, so here we are. We still got our experiment going. It's been 5 minutes. We started eating breakfast. So we're going to come back, and we're going to come back at 8:30, and as if you've done with your breakfast, you've cleaned up, and you're ready to start your day. What this is going to look like sitting on your stomach. Be back in a minute. Okay, we are back. It's 8:30. You can see it's been 30 minutes that we have, quote unquote, been consuming our oatmeal. High fiber, moderate sugar, high fat, and I think that's the way most people normally eat their oatmeal. So let's look at the control group. I put a knife in this one. I want you to look at this. I mean, it's a brick. I mean, it's not moved. There's one little place, and that's only because I did it. But I mean, look at it. It's completely. I know it's going to make you sick watching the video, but anyway.
But is that what it would be like
in your stomach
without a gallbladder? Because there's nothing to.
It could very well be close to it. Now, you're going to have your hydrochloric acid and your different stomach acids in there, but nevertheless, yes, this is going to be, if you don't have a gallbladder, this is kind of what's going on. You don't have any enzymes in if your liver is taxed, your gallbladder's gone or low functioning, and your pancreas is not putting out the amount of enzymes it needs to break down the food, this is what you would get. So now in line, so here's the NOW product. You can see it. I mean, there's a little bit of liquid in there, but you can kind of get the gist of as I roll it around. You know, it's oatmeal. Okay. What?
That surprises me.
Okay. And then here is the Young Living brand. Stirring it up. As you can see, I mean, it's, there's a lot more liquid, and it's a lot more liquefied in 30 minutes. You can see it rolling around in there. If I go slow with it, So I mean, that's that, and this is what you'd normally. This is how I digest my food now, using these high quality enzymes. And folks, I'm not hawking and promoting just trash. These Essentialzyme4s have literally changed my life with no gallbladder. And adding into it the bile, if you take these and do the comparative, that taking the bile on a heavy fat diet, or if you take the bile out and just add a 125 in, this is what you get in 30 minutes of your food. The NOW product that we've got, and don't get me wrong, NOW's been a great product for me. It helped me get to this product, but this is available on the internet, and I tell everyone, you get what you pay for. This is $20. This is, I think, 15 or 20. Right, isn't it?
I think 15.
15. So $15 for the bile. Now that's the 500. It's cheaper if you go the 125. And these are 50. This is right at the. This is a month's supply of product. And obviously we still have our control. But I just wanted to show you this. So what we're going to do to be fair, we're going to let it set right where it's at. You can see it's 8:30. We'll be back in an hour. Is that what we plan on doing? 30 minutes? Yeah, we're going to come back in an hour, which will be 30 minutes from now.
No. Another hour?
Or we can do whatever. But, so yeah, it's 8:30. Okay, we'll be back at 9:30. It'll be 1 hour after, let's just say I've eaten my breakfast, I was at a restaurant, I've now left, and an hour after I leave, so it's 8:30. We'll be back at 9:30 or close to that time, and we'll conclude this little experiment. All right, folks. This is our last but not least viewing of our experiment. So this morning we started out with, and just to do a recap, we did 3 cups of oatmeal, and we added to that 3 cups of oatmeal, got 3 tablespoons of butter, and 3 teaspoons of heavy cream, and 3 teaspoons of sugar. To that, we separated it out into three equal proportions to mimic what it would be like if you ate 1 cup of oatmeal for breakfast. So at the end of this is what I want to show you. So here we are. This is 1 hour after we finished eating. So it's been in your system about an hour and a half. So here is our oatmeal. Just traditional oatmeal. I mean, nothing added to it, just traditional oatmeal. This is that same oatmeal with the fats and the sugars in it, and this is what it looks like. So you can see it. And it's the NOW brand Super Enzyme off of Amazon. And it's got 100 ox bile in it. This is the same oatmeal, but it is, you can look at it, I mean, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty liquid, and you can when I roll it around, you can see just how liquidy it is. And this product is 500 ox bile and 1 serving of Essentialzyme4. And remember, the 4 is for fiber, for fat, for carbohydrates, and for protein. So the 4 of them together, and you can see fiber-wise, we're starting to really digest down, the oatmeal. And what we're going to do, we're going to leave this.
What about your second pill?
Well, you bring up a great point, Terry. This is a dual. When you read the back of the box, it says you take 2 capsules, a dual dose blister pack. It's 2 times daily with largest meal. And what it does is it's dual dosed, and it's formulated to meet your nutritional and weight wellness goals. But what it is one of the capsules, and just to give you a really quick recap, one of the capsules, the yellow one, immediately breaks down and goes in, helps you with your quick digestion. And then this one, it does break down, but the ingredients in it don't go to reacting with the food for an hour. So it gives you a dual time release, system. And that is it on our experiment. We're going to conclude this right now with your showing. I'll put this on a video and I'll load it up to YouTube, and I'll share it obviously with everyone. But I wanted to share this with you. But what I am going to do is I am going to come back and put all this together and take one picture probably 12 hours from now. So this is what it would look like after it's went through your system. So because we take it that if we eat food, it should take around 8 to 12 hours to move through our bodies and to be defecated and eliminated. So in that regard, this is what it's going to do. So obviously the runnier, more digested the product is, the more nutrients you're getting out of this product. And again, real quick, I mean, you can see the difference in, there's the, telling you guys, there's a lot of people look at Young Living, and I'll take a picture of it and I'll load it up just to show you what it looks like in 12 hours from now. I may take a short video, but probably not. But anyway, I wanted you to see this. It's very impressive, and it just shows you exactly what we got going on. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.